In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about my favorite toddler books, to talk about good and bad behavior and to offer alternatives to bad behavior, whether it's at home, at nursery, or in the playground. So if that's something you're interested in, please keep watching. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Soraya, I'm a mother of two, and here on this channel I talk about my journey through motherhood, and I'm super passionate about children's emotional development, and of course behavior is very much linked to that. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about my favorite books to talk to my toddler about good and bad behavior, and also to offer her some alternatives to some bad behavior. Whether it's at nursery, at home, or in the playground. This video is part of a new series that I'm starting where I'm going to go into much more detail about children's emotional development. I'm going to talk about self-regulation and how to teach a toddler to regulate their emotions so that they can feel in control, how to teach them to talk about how they feel and articulate how they feel, which also helps them in turn have a better understanding of what's happening to them. So I have a lot of really good content coming up, so make sure that you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you are made aware when I post these videos. Let's get started. I have a couple of books to show you. You will notice that some of them are from the same author. That's because some authors are just really talented when it comes to making all of these topics really accessible even for very young children. My daughter is only 3 and some of these books we started reading when she was only 2, so that these are really accessible even for very young toddler, but they'll be great for older kids as well. I really believe in books when it comes to talking about these topics. It's because on the moment when your child is having this bad behavior and they're angry and you're angry, this is not the best moment to teach them, right? Because at that moment you're reacting to a behavior that they have, and it's really hard to teach them because they also are having some very intense emotions at that point. They're not really open to learning. So when you have a book, you can sit down later that day, or in the evening right before bedtime, and you can read the book together, and both of you are really calm and relaxed, and then you can have a conversation about the book, and it's really, really helpful. It's the best way for a child to learn is when they are calm and their brain is not submerged by emotion and it's able to take in what you're saying. And in this video I'm focusing on bad behaviors like hitting, pushing, yelling, and on books that explain why these behaviors are not acceptable and what are some alternatives to that behavior. But I'm not yet going into the heart of the topic, which is self-regulation, because hitting and yelling, these are just symptoms of a deeper issue, which is learning to regulate their own emotions. And I have several videos coming up on that topic. So again, make sure you hit that notification bell because I'm going to go really deep into that topic. Of course, all of the products that I mentioned in these videos are going to be linked in the description box below, so you can go and have a look if you're interested. The first behavior that I'm going to talk about is hitting. So I think that probably most children go through a phase of hitting at some point during their toddler years. And one book that I have found amazing to talk about hitting is this one, Hands Are Not for Hitting. This was recommended to me by our nursery, and I bought it and we love it. So first of all, Emma just loves that book. She finds it really entertaining, so it makes it really nice then to talk about the bad behavior, because we can talk about it in a way that's really light and it's not a heavy conversation, so it's very easy to have with a very young child. So in this book, the author explains that hands are not for hitting, and she explains all of the ways that we use our hands that are not hitting, and she explains what hands are actually for. So this is a lovely book, and it's a nice quick read. Something that I also love about this collection is that at the end there's a word for parents and caregivers where she gives some really good suggestions to redirect bad energy and frustration in children, super quick tips, and how to intervene when a toddler is having this behavior. So I love this section. It's actually super useful, lots of really good tips in there. So I really recommend this book and this series in general. Next behavior is biting, and in our house it's been an issue because my son is so darn cute and my toddler can't help herself and she just want to bite that cheek. And so this has been the main reason why I got this book, Little Dinos Don't Bite. Once again, this is part of a whole series which I really enjoy, and my daughter loves it because she loves dinos, so she thinks it's really fun. And it's like super cute little stories, and it's the same principle. What can you bite instead? And how to redirect that behavior. This one doesn't have tips in the end, but I love that book. It's a really nice, good quality, sturdy book. And again, it's a great opportunity to have a little conversation and to talk about what teeth are for. Not biting your little brother, no matter how cute he is. I know, I want to bite him too, but I hold myself. Next on the list is sharing. Little Lion Share. I love this book. You can buy it as a board book like the two previous ones that I showed you, or this one is a bit more thin because it's part of a bundle, which I will link in case you're interested, but you can just purchase this one separately. And yeah, it's about a little lion who doesn't want to share with his friends. But then the book talks about all of the stuff that we can do to share and how fun it can be to play together, rather than each playing on a corner of the room on our own. So I love this one, and I feel like it really resonated with my toddler. It's a cute story, cute, colorful illustrations. So yeah, really like it. So now let's talk about the last behavior, which is the hardest one to tackle in my experience, and I'll explain why in a second, and that's yelling. And why is it so hard to tackle yelling? Well, it's because it's very much linked to my own behavior as a mother. I have noticed that on days when I'm freaking tired and I have no patience and I'm really like on the edge, and I become a shouty mom, like I shout at my kids, then my daughter shouts back. And she yells a lot more on days when I am more tense and I tend to shout myself. And so here I know and I have seen that on days when I'm able to self-regulate and keep in control, stay in control of my own emotions and remain calm and not yell, then she doesn't yell as much. And if I'm able to sustain this behavior for several days or weeks, then her behavior improves significantly as well without needing to do anything else. Yelling and shouting is a learned behavior, and oftentimes when a child is doing this, then it's the parents that are doing this as well. And again, I am the first one to raise my hands and say I am guilty of this. It is hard never to shout. We are humans, only God has never-ending patience, right? So don't be too hard on yourselves, but keep that in mind. And if you are able to, improve your own behavior and remain calm, then so will your toddler. Okay, that being said, two wonderful books that we have loved to talk about yelling is this one, Little Dinos Don't Yell. I love this series. And what I love about this book is that it's about this little girl dino here. It's such a cute story and she's loud. And so at no point in the book is it about her being a bad dino or misbehaving. It's really about how, when she's excited, she's loud and she yells out of excitement, and why this can make others around her feel uncomfortable. And places where it's okay to be loud, like outside, it's when you're outside, go for it, yell, let it all out. But when you're indoors, it's better to remain more quiet. And so I just love that, and I love that there's nothing negative in it. It's like, it's not even like she's a naughty dino and she's yelling at her mom. It's really like, it's okay to be who you want to be, just be mindful of others. And so I love this. And the last one, again from a collection that I love with an author whom I love, and that's Voices Are Not for Yelling. And it's the same idea, except that this one also tackles when you yell because you're angry. It has a double page with tips for parents and caregivers at the end, with amazing tips. I mean, this page on its own is worth just buying the book because it's great. Again, illustrations are really pretty. I love them. I love that it's really diverse as well. Inside, it's not just one character. And I love that it shows the child why the behavior is problematic. What to do when you're having these emotions, what should you say to the adult in the room to get the help that you need. And also it gives like some little techniques, to calm down and to self-regulate. I love this. I highly recommend it. That's it for today's video. I hope that you found today's content helpful. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell. Once again, I'm going to be uploading more videos like this. I'm going to be talking about how to talk to a toddler about their emotions and help them articulate how they feel and talk about their own emotions. I'm going to talk about self-regulation. I have a lot of amazing content coming up, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a truly amazing day.